Welcome to the list of all the gear I'm bringing from Dublin to Tokyo in my 2026, 2027, 2028 trip. Okay, starting off with the camping equipment, I have my Van Gogh Sol 100 tent. It's a ultra light compact tent. It's a one-person tent. I primarily bought this for the fact that it's compact and light. That was the primary thing I wanted. The second thing is that it's pretty low profile, which is exactly what I wanted as well, because I'm doing a mixture of normal camping and wild camping. So this is going to come in clutch for that. Now, it does have some drawbacks, like I can't set it up on concrete, for example. It's not very stable. Secondly, I've got my blow-up mattress. So it's a pretty premium one. I think I spent more on this probably than I did on this, if I recall correctly. I got this half price. But this is essentially very compact. It's a Rock River, very good brand. I utilize this in Normandy to very great effect. My sleeping bag is a Mountain Warehouse Traveler 50. It's designed for summer use, and with the weather we're getting in Europe at the moment, this is going to come in clutch. Nice and compact. It'll keep me warm enough, but it'll also keep me cool enough, most importantly. I've got a Decathlon, it's essentially just a ground mat, so I primarily use it if I'm lying down in the grass or if I'm just taking a break for an hour, but I also use it as a mattress pad underneath my blow-up mattress as well, so if I need a bit of extra comfort, a bit of extra warmth. I love this. This is my compact hot water bottle. I swear by hot water bottles. You saw me in Normandy, it came in absolutely clutch. So this is definitely coming on the trip with me. Another Decathlon product, which is the Forecast blow-up Trek pillow. It's really, really good. Once you blow this up, it's perfectly solid and it's very comfortable as well. You don't have to worry about anything when you have that, and it's lovely and compact, which is what I love. My towel is not fully decided now at the moment. However, I'm going to be bringing this travel towel on a minimal. I may bring another actual towel with me, but I'm not really decided on that yet. Got my standard light as well, which actually came with my beanie hat, which I'm not using, but I wanted something really compact, which would actually sit into the side pocket of my tent. So that's actually perfect for what I want. This is going to be very important, and it's something I definitely miss from Normandy. It's a plug designed to be utilized in camping sites, so you can utilize the electricity at points that normally the camper vans would plug into. So at the very least, when I'm at an official campsite, I'll be able to get actual power. Now, my kitchen is relatively straightforward. There's not really much to this. Got my camping stove, got my camping gas. Now, the primary reason I like both of these is because this camping gas is actually readily available across Europe. So I should be able to get another one relatively straightforward. My pot, not really much to say about my pot. It's relatively straightforward. I only need one pot because my meals are basically going to be mush most of the time, and I can make a variety of dishes inside this. Matches. I'm not bringing a lighter with me. I've never trusted lighters. I don't know what it is, but I just really don't trust lighters at all. Stick matches are the way to go with me. Standard cutlery as well. This Pokemon box here, which is designed for trading cards, is actually holding currently my tea bags, which I'm bringing with me, and my electrolyte powders for when I need to get properly hydrated. There's also a mixture of medicines that's going in here as well. So right now there's stomach flu pills in there, and I'll be putting a bunch of other stuff in there as well. As for the bottles at the moment, this is pretty much what I'm going to be bringing, but I might upgrade this to something a bit bigger. But for now, this is going to be my primary water bottle from one of my campsites. This is going to hold a combination of water and or milk. This is going to be my primary hot liquid flask, which is going in my backpack. And this is going to be my backpack water flask. Now, when it comes to maintenance and or everything else miscellaneous, I have a few important bits here. First thing, I have 2 sets of glasses that are going in here, not including the 1 set that I'm going to be bringing with me. So I'm bringing 3 sets of glasses with me. I learned my lesson on the Ireland trip when I ran over my glasses, so not making that mistake again. First aid kit is essentially filled with the basics that I'm going to need in the event of a motorcycle accident. Considering I've already been in one, I accounted for that. It's also filled with a variety of medications. So medications for stomach issues or bacterial infections. There's creams and stuff like that in there for the event of illnesses. And I've also included paracetamol and aspirin or Disprin. So they're definitely things that you need, which will essentially ensure that I'm able to get to proper help if I need it. My overpants, which are primarily designed to be waterproof, I'm going to be getting the jacket as well because I was going to bring my other bigger jacket with me, but I've decided that my jacket's actually too big for the space I have allocated. So I decided I'm going to get the over jacket as well. So those will be my waterproof set. This pump I've had since my Ireland trip and it's come in clutch. It didn't save me during the Ireland trip because the valve on my tube actually broke, so nothing I could do with that. But this also doubles as a torch and it also doubles as a power bank. So this is going to come in definitely clutch for me, especially because I'll have to let air out and put air into the tires depending on the terrain I'm going to be crossing. As for maintenance supplies, electric tape, aka duct tape. You cannot not have this sort of stuff. It's really, really important. This has saved my butt so many times. And I didn't want to bring a gigantic roll, so I got this little mini roll, which is going to be perfect. Just rope, standard rope. Like, you can't not have rope. You always end up needing rope for something, so I just got a bit of cord, cut it up into the piece I wanted. I could use this for a variety of purposes, tying things down, extra line for the tent, or I could use it as a washing line, for example. This chain lube, essentially, self-explanatory. It's designed for lubing up the chain whenever I need to have it done. Now, my chain is very high quality. The most I'm going to have to do with that is clean it. However, I'm going to keep it properly lubricated as well, but I'm not going to have to do it as much. So I may or may not bring this, or I might get a smaller can. Motorcycle puncture repair kit. The one thing I really hope I don't have to use. I actually have a tube at the moment, a spare one, so I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to bring that, but for now I'm deciding to just bring this. Then I've got a tie down strap, which is very important if I need to tie something down, and cable ties. You can't not have cable ties. And then sugaroo, if you've never heard of sugaroo before, it's essentially a mala-like substance that will dry and then it turns extremely solid. Standard work gloves, nothing really exciting to say about them. Bought them for €2. I swear by these though. Most people who do hard labor jobs, and I use them in IT as well when I'm doing hard work with cables as well. I swear by these sort of gloves. Then I've got my standard rags, which are designed for cleaning the bike. So this is primarily for cleaning the body of the bike, and then I'll be using this for cleaning the chain. I'm also getting a nylon brush as well, which is going to be aiding in cleaning the chain. Of course, this is going to be very important, not for Europe, but for everything beyond Europe. It is a 1 litre jerry can. So it's going to be very, very important that I have this. It's not going to come in much use for me until maybe when I get towards Asia, for example, or certain parts where there's going to be less and less fuel, but it's always good to have this on the back of the bike. My Pokemon fanny pack, essentially, is what you call them. So this is actually going around my shoulder. So I had this on all of my trips, essentially. I keep my vlogging camera in here, my microphone, and a few other bits and bobs in here as well, especially for paperwork when you need to reach them at a moment's notice. Very good bag. Now, when it comes to my essentials, when it comes to clothing, all of my clothing is in this bag at the moment, so I'm not going to pull this out because I just packed it, but essentially it's, at the moment, 3 t-shirts, 3 pairs of boxers, 3 pairs of socks, winter wear or inner wear for when I'm camping if I need thermal wear, and a pair of trousers. So that's essentially what's in that. My sandals are what I settled on for when I don't want to wear my riding boots, for example, because I'm not bringing a pair of runners or anything else like that. So I decided, given it's summer, I'm going to have these sandals for when I'm idling around the campsite and stuff like that. Like when I'm jumping out of the tent and I need to put on a pair of shoes, I'd rather not put on my boots. Quick and simple to put on. My toiletries are not really special now, to be perfectly honest. Essentially, I've got my Manscaped shaver, got nail clippers, I've got moisturizing cream, and my toothpaste. I might add a couple of things to this. I actually do have something I'm going to add to it, which is like a Febreze for clothing. So it'll be good for my armor and good for my boots. And the most important part, at least to me, for this entire trip, is my vlogging setup. So starting with the cameras, my primary vlogging camera when I'm walking around is the DJI Osmo Action 4. And it's got this custom mount as well, which I can use for shooting. And it really, really came in handy in Normandy. My primary camera on the helmet, again, the DJI Osmo Action 4. It's been absolute trooper so far. With the tests I've already run on it, the picture quality has been amazing, despite the fact that this is actually 2 generations old now. and they're really cheap, which is why I'm really happy with this product. I've also got my spare camera, which is my GoPro 2024 4K. So essentially this is my emergency camera. I actually did my early vlogging. My first videos I ever did on my channel were actually using this when I went to my first campsite. And I've used it a couple of times every once in a while. It's not designed for sound, but it gives you basic pictures, so can't go wrong with that. Then I've got my DJI Neo drone inside this lovely hard case here. Perfect for my needs, and I'm going to be utilizing this especially in the UK and everything beyond in order to get proper pictures of historic sites. In terms of support, I've got my 2 microphones here and I've got a third one here as well. So these 2 are paired to my motovlogging camera. So I'll have to change these often, primarily because I'm going to be charging them and then putting them into the helmet and charging them again. Not really sure how long the batteries are going to last on these, but the battery quality has been very good so far. And this microphone has been primarily used for this camera. Then of course I've got batteries for the DJI Osmo. So I've got 3 batteries in here, and these 2 already have batteries in them. So I have a total of 5 batteries for the DJI Osmo. Then I have my external SSD, which is 2 terabytes, I think. Very important. I'm going to have tons of footage to record. Standard 3.5 earphones, which are going to be important maybe for editing. I'm bringing a Bluetooth earphones with me as well. However, Bluetooth earphones come with a natural delay, or a delay due to the signal. So I wanted these for video editing because I wanted real time. Bag of cables, not really much to say. All USB-C cables for every device that I'm bringing. I've brought 1 cable for every device, and then I doubled that number to make sure I have backups for everything else. And then of course I have my 2 batteries here. These I'm definitely bringing both of these, but I'm thinking of upgrading to a power station, primarily because I've started to get experience with power stations recently, and I might end up upgrading to one of those. However, they are significantly heavier and significantly bulkier. But for right now, one of these is going in the Rhino bag at the back of my bike, and one of these is going in my backpack. Then of course I have these 2 additions to my vlogging setup, but this is an old one, this is a new one. So this is my neck harness, which will allow me to just put my vlogging camera around my neck if I don't want to be carrying it around, especially if I'm walking up something steep. And then of course I have my selfie stick, which I can use primarily, I'd say I'm going to be using that to make thumbnails and stuff like that. Then of course I have an adapter for the mainland, and I have another one upstairs which is currently charging other devices. But that's essentially the entire setup that I'm bringing with me. It's nothing magical or exciting, it's the essentials. Now, as I said, I am going on an ultralight journey, so I want it to be as ultralight as possible. So this is essentially all the equipment that I feel I need, and believe me, I actually had a lot more when I started this. So essentially, I got everything I needed, then I started whittling it down, and then I started making things multi-purpose, like, for example, if I don't need, maybe there's 2 things that will actually have the job of maybe doing one thing, so maybe I can eliminate that. And I also have this, I forgot to actually mention, which is my map of Europe, and I also have a compass on the inside. For example, if I end up in a area where there's going to be no cell signals, for example, and my maps don't work, this is going to come in clutch. But that's essentially it. There's not really much to say. And all of this, of course, if I move my dog, hi Oreo, everything is going on the back of my bike here, which is the Honda CT125. And this is the Rhino Walk Tank Bag 4060, I think it's called. And essentially it's all fitted to the bike now. So that's the only bag that I'm bringing with me. But it fits everything that is actually on that table in that bag, and then everything else goes in my backpack. And that doesn't include my laptop either, which I'm also bringing with me. But essentially, the Cub's ready to go and everything else is ready to go. So that is my equipment for going from Dublin to Tokyo, which takes place at the end of this month. We're almost ready. Everything is essentially done. My preparations are complete. All that's left is to go. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to have another video soon, which is regarding my planning and everything I had to do in terms of paperwork and all the boring stuff. Now, even though it's boring, it's very important. So look forward to that. And then afterwards, day 1 of the trip.